right, I'm Chris Scott from Grindhouse Toys. I have a toy line here that I have created with a bunch of amazing artists that I've worked together with. It's called World War Hell. It is a mix of World War II meets Evil Dead that I've always wanted, like gory and ridiculous action figures, but also mixing in kind of a movie element. I love movies and films, and especially the old crappy B movies, horror B movies. Our whole kind of aesthetic is a video store, as you can see. I want this to feel like you go into a Friday night looking for the best terrible movie you could find that you're going to watch for the weekend. And so we have, multiple types of characters. We got the Harbinger of Doom, who is a demon, literally, who has killed a street performer in New York City and taken his Steamboat Willie costume, and now is just an agent of chaos. We have Sergeant Graves over here, who is a war-torn soldier with a cursed sword named Hellfire that pretty much makes him immortal. And our new stuff right here actually is our pillow buddies, our World War Hell buddies. Who doesn't need a removed face, soft, cuddly guy right here? We have, and then of course we have the figures. Here's that Steamboat Willie I was just talking about. Right. He is that demon, and he comes with this scythe that is made out of human body parts. This is his portrait of what he looks like under the mask. He is kind of the beginning of the whole story in this lore.
Okay.
We got our Cerberus trooper. He is the grunt type trooper fighting this losing battle against Hell and all of its minions coming up, but armed with, of course, a chainsaw for dismembering bodies, his shotgun underbarrel Thompson submachine gun, multiple heads for different skin tones to really army build. He also comes with a gas mask, all kinds of fun stuff. Captain Winchester, he's that just pissed off, too old for this kind of guy soldier. He has a special kind of look that looks very similar to a maybe 1960s action soldier of sorts. We have a green army man from Hell, and this guy is not in story or lore, but he is more of a one-to-one, so these guys come to life and try to kill poor Timmy. So again, that schlocky kind of horror. Colonel Malum, who is the head villain of the whole story. He has the Necromore. He's the one who brings Hell into this whole existence. He's cut off his own face to summon the Steamboat Willie character, and he also, still has to wear his own, other people's faces to really, make him feel good about himself, I guess. Here's our main protagonist, Sergeant Graves, what I was talking about there. There's his sword. The fire comes off the blade. He's got extra hands. He's got brass knuckles. So these G.I. Joe type characters can actually punch each other. The Devil's Rejects Trooper. Well, we don't have enough skulls in the line, I always say, so we need more skulls. So there's skulls painted on his balaclavas and his mask, his gas mask. We have Sergeant Spectre, who is a lot of people's favorites. He is a ghost who haunts his chainsaw and 30 cal machine gun combo. He's a good guy that the other teammates carry his gear around, hoping he'll show up to maybe save the day, because he's practically Rambo. The Revenant Horde Trooper, who is he is part of the Axis powers that has been possessed by all of these demons. We have the regular corpse, who is a skeleton, a zombie, really any manner of undead that has now come back to life and now fighting the heroes. And then this is a special homage figure of the Dead Shadows, who is an homage to the old Palatoy Red Shadows, which I just love.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, we can't forget about the little decapitators.
Yes.
These guys are just creepy little bastards that, rip off, their heads rip off and legs sprout out of them and then run off. And then there's, of course, another corpse in his diorama made by Jimmy from HBX Customs, and so cool. We have those guys. All this stuff's coming soon. Of course, we have the big decapitator, the big mama over here, which is very fun just for the show to kind of show that off.
Yeah.
But we have funded on Kickstarter back in June. Everything's at the factory now. Stuff is getting made. Packaging, I guess I should show you guys that.
Yes.
This is the Necromancer, the very sought after, sold out Necromancer. I get yelled at constantly when people see I still have one right here. But every packaging is going to be like this. Different types of artwork for each character specific, but inside you will have the VHS style packaging. Your figure will be right in there. And the fun thing is too, it's all fun. These won't be sealed because collector friendly, so you want to put the figure back in,
Gotcha.
Close it up, you can. That way you don't feel bad about taking your figures out and playing with them as we should be doing.
How long have you had this idea?
It's taken off pretty quickly. About a year and a half, I actually started working on World War Hell, which is crazy but I've just jumped in head first. It was originally being something I worked on during Monster Force, working on Monster Force. And then I wanted to do something that was kind of different from everybody else. There's a lot of retro O-ring stuff happening, but it's retro and it's great. There's a lot of 6-inch, really cool stuff being made, and I'm like, well, you know what? Let's bring all that detail into the 3 3/4 world of these figures. The paint apps, the articulation, every little detail, the added accessories, the extra hands, the heads, all that stuff, and kind of just pave our own way. I kind of feel like it's a whole new form factor, and that's what I wanted to go for, especially because I've got a lot of friends in this world of toy making, and I wanted to just make something my own, and I feel like that's what this is.
What IPs, like I say, larger IPs have been gravitating toward this? Is it mainly Joe's, or is it everybody?
For like the 3 3/4?
Yeah, 3 3/4.
Yeah, it's mostly like the G.I. Joe stuff, because we got like new indie stuff like Operation Recall and Skeletron's done stuff, Pulp and Longbow.
Skeletron, very good,
tons of figures, and there's also the 4-inch figures, the modern stuff like the Chicken Fried Toys or the Marauder figures, even Skeletron on that as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of really cool stuff out there in the market, but I don't think anybody's hitting that horror element, bigger figures.
And that's where I was going with that.
Yes.
So this is where you're like, hey, we could do this, but we could also do it with the Grindhouse. Like we said, like when I first met you, let's talk some Grindhouse, which is, I'm not going to say it, what people may think of Grindhouse, it's an art form. It's going to be, it's endless.
It's ridiculous, and I wanted that. And that's another reason going to the O-ring 3 3/4 is it's kind of silly to see a gory figure that has rivets, or just in this form factor, it's a little silly, and I wanted the silliness to even still be gory, and stuff like that. This is the file of Sergeant Spectre that's over here. My buddy just took the file and just blew it up. Which was awesome. And he just, as a kind of like, hey, congrats on funding, and he made me that. It's the same guy who printed the big decapitator.
When are these going to get pushed out? I might have missed that.
We're aiming for November of next year, so a year from now. Again, the files are at the factory. We just got to start cutting molds. We want to make sure that's perfect, because I want these figures to last. I don't want it to just be like, hey, one and done, we're done. I want to continue making. I'm halfway designed on Series 2 already.
Interesting.
We want to do vehicles. We want to do a lot of fun stuff.
Interesting.
So this world's not going to end after just, here's wave 1, goodbye, we're done. No, there's more.
How can we reach you?
Grindhouse Toys on Instagram, Grindhouse Toys on Facebook, www.grindhousetoys.com. All those fun things. And then the Kickstarter's still up. You can do late pledges if you want. You just look for World War Hell. It's right on the Kickstarter, and we're still collecting. It's going to be the cheapest if you want to back now. And then also we will be doing a backer kit, and that's when Steamboat's coming for sale. A lot of people are asking me that question.
The Steamboat's really, really cool. It adds that. When you think about like some of our older cartoons, it's like there was a horror effect to it, whether people really realize it or not. There was some creepy stuff going on.
There's creepy stuff, but also like Steamboat, like if you watch that original cartoon, he's like torturing these poor animals to make music.
That's what I'm getting at.
And he's just complete jerk. Like he throws a stone, I think, or a potato at the he's peeling potatoes in the end of the cartoon, and there's a bird that starts laughing at it, throws a potato, and you hear the bird like drown, and he laughs about it, and I'm like, that's a bad guy.
Something sadistic going on.
There's something wrong there. So that's where that kind of came from a little bit there too, and there's more public domain characters that I'm going to start playing around with. So there's more to come.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it from the man himself, Chris. Thank you so much for your time. Continued success, and we look forward to more.
Thank you.
All right, man.